What's up YouTube? For tonight we have a full Ninja Turtles team. I remember watching this show ages ago when it very first came out. Okay, if you got any theme teams you think are interesting, new, original, put them in the comment section. Highest comment, thumbed up comment will be the winner there, so go for it, do it. This one is for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, check it out if you'd like. Okay, so we have a Typhlosion lead here. Now, I've got my Glalie as a lead. Now, I was originally going to set up some spikes here, but I thought, let's go for a Water Pulse instead. I was carrying that pretty much for fire types there. Obviously, it wasn't Mega Glalie, it was just normal Glalie. And I put Focus Sash on that so I could get up a couple of layers of spikes there. Okay, but as I said, I decided to go for the Water Pulse instead. Now, it was quite a disappointing amount of damage, but I got a a Confuse Hacks there. Sorry, getting my hacks mixed up. Now, Clawitz is going to come into that. Obviously, they didn't want to risk that because if they did hit themselves and then my next Water Pulse probably would have taken them out. So I went for Hail. I took a chance and went for Hail on the swap, which is good. So I'm going to recover a little bit there with my Ice Body on my health there, which is cool. Now, I've actually got Freeze Dry on my Glalie too, which is, for water types, obviously I actually get walled by water types. Does heaps to Clawitz. Doesn't quite take it out, but I was very happy with that damage. Clawitz is obviously going to take me out there with the Aurasphere. But that was cool. I dented Typhlosion and nearly took out the Clawitz here. Okay, so it's one down from my side, which is, it's okay. Not a bad start. So I've got an interesting Raticate set here. I'll go over that set in a sec. I'm actually Choice Scarf, so that's going to take Clawitz out there, which is good. So we're even now, and I've got some damage on that Typhlosion, which is pretty scary against my team. So I've got my War Turtle here. This is a very specially defensive War Turtle with Everlight, quite bulky in defense too. Okay, so this Sigilyph was pretty scary. So it's going to set up sorry, I was going to say something else there. It's going to send up Cosmic Power. That's going to boost its defense and special defense. It gets very, very bulky, especially when it uses stored power. I mean, it's a pretty common set with Sigilyph. Now, I just went for Icy Wind here to drop its speed a bit. I thought that'd be good. I might be able to revenge kill it and such. So it's got the Flame Mob there. So obviously it's got magic cards, so that's not going to affect it at all. It's going to set up a second Cosmic Power there. I went for another Icy Wind here, and I think, well, I better swap the next turn and try and take it out because it's already very, very bulky just after one, and it probably had, most of the time that has Roost for recovery, stored power, and it could be one other attack, so it's not walled by Dark, I guess. So I'm going to go into my Raticate, hoping they don't attack on the swap. I took a big chance there, and they're going to go for a third Cosmic Power. So they're extremely bulky now in defense and special defense. None of my Pokemon will ever be able to get through this thing at all. So I've got Final Gambit on my Raticate. That was the only way I was ever going to take that out, because I would have definitely lost the battle then and there. So that was awesome. Raticate really pulled through there with the Final Gambit. So that's Sigilyph down. So two Pokemon down on both sides. So it's a pretty even battle. That would have been game over then if I didn't have that Final Gambit on Raticate. Okay, so Typhlosion is going to come again. I thought they may put something else out other than Typhlosion, so Torterra was my option there. But so back at a Caracosta, I thought they'd go to, obviously obvious fire move there was obvious. I've got Solid Rock on my Caracosta, and I get fucking Burn, which sucks because it's actually a Choice Band in Caracosta. I give it max health and max attack with the Choice Band. Run some cool moves on it. I'll go over my moves in the battle because it's quite a long battle. Okay, so Vileplume's going to come out there. I went for Knockoff there, which is pretty good. That did some solid damage considering I was burned there. Got rid of the Black Sludge. I was happy with that result there. So I'm very scared of Giga Drain here because that's just absolutely going to destroy me. Now, I was thinking, what should I swap into? Let's go back into Torterra here. I mean, I could stall this thing out all day, then he could stall me out. It'd be a very, very long battle, so the idea was here to try and cause him to swap. I did have something to deal with Vileplume, with the Torkoal, but I didn't really want to bring Torkoal out yet. Torkoal was kind of my more late game sweep, and I was worried about that Typhlosion too, whether it was scarfed or not. more on that later. So Steelix is going to come in here, which is an interesting swap in here, to say the least, because it was obvious I had a ground move. Well, most Torterra have a ground move there. So I trapped the Steelix in there, do some little bit of damage to it. Obviously not much. This is a trapping Torterra set with Sand Tomb and Leech Seed. I don't know if you're a fairly long time subscriber, you would have seen me use this. This set I made up ages and ages ago. It's very effective against physical attackers. Okay, now it's going to be a Mega Steelix here. I've got my Leech Seed up as well, and my Sand Tomb, so it's going to be doing some nice damage there as well of leftovers. Then it has Toxic. I'm like, that's why I swapped it in. I was expecting an Ice Fang, but that was just me. Steelix, Mega Steelix wouldn't be able to touch me at all. So I was thinking Ice Fang for sure, but anyways, I don't know. That was a little bit of a surprise there. It was going to be one or the other, I guess. So, anyways, I'm Toxic, which sucks. I don't have any way to get rid of that at the moment, or at all on my team. So I'm going to have to make use of this Torterra to take out the Steelix. So I've got Protect. Instead of missing with Sand Tomb, it has a miss chance. I couldn't be bothered missing. I just went for that, and Steelix sets up Stealth Rock. Even if I went for attack, I wouldn't be able to stop that. So that it is what it is. So thinking here now, what are my main problems? That I have to go up against on this team or left. Vileplume's a problem in Size Typhlosion, and Mega Steelix not really so. So this was as I said, this was a defensive Torterra, max health, max defense, and Sand Tomb, Leech Seed, Synesis, and Protect, as you've seen. And the Caracross was a choice band set. I gave it Waterfall, Knockoff, Aquajet, and I believe I gave it any other physical move. Sorry, I gave it Stone Edge. That was his last move there. Okay, so I pretty much just played a little bit of a stalling game here with the Steelix because it was trapped in. It had to stay in, so I just Sand Tomb and Leech Seed it. Really, pretty much, it didn't do any real damage to me at all. But I was a little bit crippled there with Toxic over time. That would be a problem. Okay, a War Turtle was a max health, max special defense, as I mentioned before. Rest Talker, Icy Wind, and Scald, and Raticate, and Rattata was max speed and attack, and I gave it U-turn and Final Gambit. Okay, so swapping out here, don't want to stay to that one. Back into Caracosta, obviously you think it's going to be like a flamethrower or something. Now, it does go for a flamethrower here. I was expecting it maybe to have a hidden power, but I wasn't sure, and nor did it have many options to swap into here. So I've got Aquajet on this thing. I hadn't revealed it all, and hadn't revealed what really sort of set I was. I only had Knockoff, but where I could be probably a physical set. So I was thinking, what should I go for here? I went for the Stone Edge in the end there, because I thought they may swap, knowing that I maybe have it. That was pretty good damage there, considering. Now, the damage I did to that Vileplume was surprising, because I was burned. I'm thinking, maybe it's a sweeping set, because I noticed the damage on my Torterra before was a little bit higher usual than just the normal bulky set, the max health, max defense, or max health, max special defense sort of set. Mostly it's a max health, max defense, very defensive set, and Vileplume runs a lot of the time, and obviously the sweeping set it can run too in the sun. But that's what I was thinking. It definitely wasn't a bulky set, because that damage was too much. Anyway, so I thought, let's get the Shell Smash up on Torkoal on the swap here, so that's great. Rhyperior comes in, and I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Grass here. I'm very much glad I put that on there. What's it called? Rhyhornia. Rhyhornia. I think that I'm not sure if these Pokemon are in a different language. I remember seeing a couple. I think these are in just the normal Pokemon in a different language. I could be wrong. It might be Dutch or something. I'm not sure. Anyways, Typhlosion is very, very scary. So I'm going to swap in my War Turtle and take whatever attack this is actually going to throw at me. It goes for the Focus Miss, and the Focus Miss lands. This is going to do too much to me, because this War Turtle is extremely bulky in special defense. They're forced to swap out there. I'm thinking they're definitely Scarf or Specs. I'm not really sure at the moment. Okay, so they're down to their last two Pokemon. I'm going to go for Icy Wind here. I thought they'd do that, and that does some solid damage there to Vileplume. I didn't even get a crit there, which is cool, and I get a speed drop there on the Vileplume, which is cool as well. I'm going to go for Icy Wind again. I thought, well, more damage the better, I guess, and doesn't quite take it out, but that's okay. So two speed drops there, and Vileplume is going to go for the Giga Drain there, and that damage, I know that did that did a lot of damage to me, considering, because I'm thinking that's max special attack and max health. Anyways, they actually swapped back into the Typhlosion. I went for Icy Wind again, so that was a good prediction there, obviously. I nearly went for Scald there, thinking that I might do that, but whatever. So, not Torterra. Typhlosion is definitely in range of taking me out. Goes for the Flamethrower. I'm like, whoa, I'm ever like that. Isn't going to do a lot, and they're going to crit there, so I would have liked to know that damage. That would have not been very much. Anyway, down to my last two Pokes. So I've got my my Torkoal here. Now, they were locked in to Focus Buzz, so I thought this could be, a good swap here. I went, I went for it here. I took a chance and went for the Flamethrower, and it paid off, because I thought they may swap there. If you did notice before, I actually went for the Icy Wind. That would have dropped their speed. Okay, so Vileplume is down. They're down to the last Pokemon, which is Typhlosion. Now, they have to make a decision here, because I know that their choice, I'm pretty sure it's choice specs, and they're going to have to go for some move to be able to hit both of my Pokemon. They went for the Focus Bus, locked themselves in, and fucking missed. I was like, yes! And I'm going to finish it off with Earth Power there. But yeah, that's game pretty much. A nice close one. Hope you guys enjoy this one. It was a really good battle, and nice and close. Peace out.